If you buy it, they will watch. If you buy it, they will watch.
If you buy it, they will watch. If you buy it, they will watch.
If you buy it, they will watch.
Voice is getting louder.
This happened?
It's 2020, the worst year ever. Put your damn mask on.
Sorry. In today's review video, I'm going to review the new Field of Dreams White Sox hat. Now, a little backstory here. It was back in August of 2019, early August, that it was announced from Major League Baseball that they announced that both the New York Yankees and the Chicago White Sox would play for the first time ever in Iowa and play at the Field of Dreams location. Not the actual field. It was later discussed and plans were made for a whole new stadium that would be just a few yards, if not 100 yards or so, away from the actual Field of Dreams movie filming site. The real Field of Dreams I've actually been to, and the new stadium, was going to hold roughly 8,000 people, and it was going to be played in August of 2020. Now, raise your hand if you could have predicted this global pandemic. I should see no hands being raised. I'm just using mine as an example. No one could have predicted this pandemic. Thusly, the plans were altered at first. Well, granted, we had to have a baseball season commence first. That was a hassle and a half because players got greedy and didn't want to agree to the bubble terms or agree to the idea of playing in a bubble system. So that's why we had to cancel the game ultimately when it was announced the second time where the White Sox would play the St. Louis Cardinals, because that's how the schedule aligned. And during this whole COVID crap, teams in each league would play the same division. Well, little did we also know that the Cardinals would become the most infected COVID team, so the Sox never played at the Field of Dreams, actually, nor did the Yankees. Before I get into any more details about the actual Field of Dreams, game, location, movie, let's talk about the hat. The hat I saw subtle drop from Hat Club. I didn't really see it announced. I just saw it on the website, and I said, oh wow, I gotta have that one. Because I knew ahead, or I remember thinking to myself, no matter who they're playing, I need a White Sox hat for this Field of Dreams game. Because, in all honesty, I thought that they would have had a regular Chicago White Sox hat, like that one, with some sort of big side patch with, Iowa or cornfield for Field of Dreams. But this looks really, really nice. I've also been wanting a historic White Sox hat for a long time, and this one sure fits that bill. This hat emblem design is supposed to harken back to the 1917 Chicago White Sox hat and look, or at least one of them. There's another version out there where it's the same Sox, where it's the S and the OX. I like how it's intertwined with each other like that. I mean, the current logo, this is also very, very good. Very classic. And this hat, what I really like about this one is that, I don't know if you can really see in the camera here on the video, so I'll put B-roll footage on. The stitching is kind of frayed, and that's on purpose, at least the way I interpret it. That's on purpose. We're supposed to be, like, poorly made in a way, kind of representing, or kind of like they would with the older hats, where they don't have as fine-tuned machines like we do, that New Era has, but rather these are hand-stitched back in the day, mass-produced, but, hand-stitched, and, there would be some mistakes here and there. They wouldn't look perfect, but they would look good enough. And I like how it's kind of a off-white. It's not actually white, but it's off-white. And the color of the hat is navy. I like that navy. It's a darker navy. On the back of the hat, the Batterman logo is also frayed a bit, as well as the New Era flag on the side. And the Batterman logo has a darker red than the usual bright red. I like on the inside the patches. Since 1920, 100th anniversary of New Era. This one was made in China. It has the older, moving into the tags on the side of the sweatband. One, sweatband itself is an off-white. I like that a lot. There's a lot of details and a lot of historic accuracy, I think, going into this hat, which makes this a home run. Pun intended, but it's really great with the coloring. That also with the tags on the inside here, it's one of the original tags you would see on some of the more retro hats, like those Coopertown Classic hats. This one has the since 1920 tag on the inside, designed in Buffalo, New York, and I like the tag MLB Authentic, official on the field cap, engineered exclusively for MLB players. Now the other thing that was a little surprising to me is this is polyester. I thought this would be a wool hat, but I mean either way, with the green underbrim, the look of it is very reminiscent of a 1917 hat, and the fit is magnificent. I'm a 7/5/8, and in the last few months, or the last few times I've ordered from Hat Club, the sizing is pretty inconsistent. I keep joking, I'm like, well, don't all those hat-making factories have the same tape measure? Are they all measured out the same? This one fits really nice, and again, I thought it was going to be a wool hat, because that's the material that they would have used back in the day. But this one is polyester, so it feels like a newer hat, something current players would wear, like one of these two hats. This one's just a decorative hat I know my friend J38 sent to me. My only Iowa Cubs hat. But like a regular on-the-field White Sox hat that's polyester, it would have the same feel, but the look for sure is historic. And this is a huge win if you got this hat. The New York hat, I'll have it on the screen up. It also looks good. The stitching also looks, I want to call it half-assed, but it's designed that way. So it looks authentic. I'm sure the same effects are on the inside of the hat with the sweatband colors and the seam colors and the tags as well, and being the authentic hat. The movie itself, Field of Dreams, was filmed in Dyersville, Iowa. It's just a few miles away from the Quad Cities, from the Mississippi River, Iowa-Illinois border. And this town was supposed to host the new Field of Dreams game. And what's kind of funny is I had watched a few videos on YouTube about the preparation. First preparation, like when it was first announced back in 2019. And then the other videos when it was, we started building the field already, but we don't know if we're going to have a season. But the overall theme, but what I kept hearing in the videos was the stadium that they're going to build right next to the Field of Dreams film location. The stadium was going to hold 8,000 people. The population of Dyersville, Iowa is just over 4,000. Can you imagine having double the population of your hometown or double the population of your house in your hometown or in your own house? That is insane. And I mean, that's expected attendance of 8,000 for paid tickets. Who knew? Who would have known how many more thousands would have showed up just to watch the game from the outside of the stadium or to just visit because of the event happening? This would have been a really spectacular event, something to really solidify the baseball community, or it is just to put everything together and have a actual game played in Iowa at the Field of Dreams. This would have been the first MLB, also first professional sports game played in Iowa. And they would have used the field afterwards for concert events, other open area events, state fairs. I'm sure. I'm sure their city council had initial nightmares of how to process. So we're going to build an 8,000 seat stadium just for one game, for one day out of 365 days of the year. And there was no telling if, I'm sure baseball MLB would want to do this again, of course, if it originally happened in 2020, but probably would have been a nightmare for the city council to imagine how else we're going to utilize this facility that takes up a few good acres of corn again. For me, I haven't seen Field of Dreams in a few years. I've been watching a few clips on YouTube just to kind of catch up with it, and it's a magical movie. It's regarded as one of the best, if not the best, baseball movie ever made. Being there myself, I was too young to really appreciate what the Field of Dreams meant like I would now. I think I went when I was like maybe in 5th or 6th grade. I can't even remember. I was young. Too young to appreciate the actual sincerity and the symbolism of the Field of Dreams. It's a great movie. Iconic with the corn. That's why I had the corn bit at the beginning of the movie. Has a great cast. James Earl Jones, Kevin Costner as the lead. Has other great supporting characters and actors, actresses. It's just a great movie. So if you build it, they will come. Providing that we're not in a global pandemic. If you buy it, they will watch. So I hope you watched this video and enjoyed. Comment down below if you got one of the White Sox and or the New York Yankees Field of Dreams hats. And also comment down below if you think that the Field of Dreams is the best baseball movie, or maybe Bill Durham. I've heard of the movie. I've never seen it. I know that sounds bad. I've never seen it though. Comment down below if you think the Field of Dreams movie is the best baseball movie, maybe something else. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel. Well, the classroom, it's a free classroom. I think we can all afford that at this moment. And leave a like if you can as well. I'll see you guys in the next class. As always, hats off to you for watching. One last little thing here. After I filmed everything and did editing, wanted to add the epilogue here, that it was announced that MLB wants the Yankees and the White Sox again to do the Field of Dreams game, or they want to do it. It's August 12th in 2021 that they want to do that. Now hopefully Rob Manfred isn't the MLB commissioner by then, and we don't have as big of an issue with the global pandemic as we do now. So they want to keep trying this to happen. So I'm glad that they keep trying for this. Alright, now we can end the video. Class is dismissed. Bye everyone.